Hey dreamers, and welcome to Dreamers Unite. I am Sherry Pullum, your host, and I thank you so much for coming to this channel and joining me again today. And if it is your first time, I'm going to say welcome, newcomer. And please, whether it's your first time or your second, or you've been here many times and you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and take the time to do so. Hit that subscribe button. So if you're on this channel, well, you know that we provide uplifting, elevating, motivational content to help you to reach your dreams and your goals. Well, today we are covering the Teaneck International Film Festival. It is 15 years in existence, and I have a very special guest, Jeremy Lentz, who is the executive director of the Teaneck International Film Festival. He is an activist, he is a mentor, an educator, and so much more. So let me, without further ado, bring on Jeremy Lentz. Welcome, Jeremy, to Dreamers Unite. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm excited to have you.
Oh, Sherry, it's great to see you. So good to be back here on Dreamers Unite. You guys do a fantastic job covering our festival, and we can't wait to talk about this year.
Thank you, and I am excited too, and I'm just honored that you're having us back. We're happy at Dreamers Unite to be back, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's jump right into it. This year, the Teaneck International Film Festival, it's 15 years. I am excited. I know your patrons are excited. Tell us about this 15th year. We know it's virtual. We'll talk about that too, but tell us all about what we can look forward to.
So, an exciting year for the festival because despite being at home and all the trials and tribulations of COVID-19 and dealing with a pandemic, it's enabled us to extend our film festival to 2 whole weeks of viewing, November 12th to the 25th. So unlike just a 4-day weekend, we're now 2 entire weeks. And the other wonderful thing about this virtual film festival is that everyone can participate. It doesn't matter where you live.
That's right.
You don't have to be in Teaneck, New Jersey anymore to partake in this festival. You can be anywhere in the nation. So we're really excited to open this festival up to a wide audience and get our message out there. And that's what's really exciting about it. And the virtual component of the festival, we are actually recreating what it would be like to be in a cinema virtually. So our audience is going to be entering a virtual cinema that is live streamed. So the film that they're viewing will actually take place live. They're in an audience, so the audience has the ability to comment, to have emojis like crying or laughing or, happy faces. And they're able to watch the film in real time. And then following the film, we will have our usual talkbacks that'll segue immediately after the film, and the audience actually stays in the virtual cinema. So there's no need for 7 different links for them to log out, log back in. Everything is done in there. The chat's enabled so they can have the Q&A and have their questions answered in live time. So it's going to be exciting. It's different. It's a different platform. We're building from the ground up. It's certainly been a year of challenges for all of us on so many different levels. But I think that this presents a unique opportunity for a festival, and we're looking forward to it.
Just doing the emojis is going to be a lot of fun. For all those who are techies, it'll be fun. For those maybe who are not, don't struggle too much with it. Don't worry about it if you can't handle it. Yeah, just enjoy the film, right?
Right. And you don't have to do the emojis if you don't want to. If people find that irritating or annoying, they can turn the chat part off and just focus on the movie. So,
Yes.
We find ways to engage people on different levels. So I think in that sense, a lot of people like the communal experience of feeling like they're in there with other people. So if people are feeling a certain way and they want to express that, they can.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. So let's talk a little bit about the films that are on the roster.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much that's, on this roster. We're opening on November 12th. We're bringing back a foreign film called Black Orpheus. Um, it is being presented by the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, by the Bergen County chapter of the Lynx. They're partnering, and it's going to be hosted by Tony Award nominee, veteran actress, activist Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is a friend of TIFF, coming back for her second year.
Diva Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yes.
Yes.
We love her. We love
Yes,
her.
we
here.
do. Yes, we do.
So she's going to be talking about the significance of this film, particularly how it impacted her career in Hollywood and what it meant for her as a actress coming of age during this time. The film was made in 1959. So here we are in 2020, and this film is so relevant in so many ways. So we're really excited about that. Our centerpiece film is going to be John Lewis, Good Trouble, which, an icon in politics. And as we know, dealing with an election, it's a really important film to showcase as we are talking about the Voter Rights Act and trying to restore components of the Voter Rights Act that the Supreme Court gutted. So there will certainly be a lot of interesting conversations to have there. There's also a lot of lighter fare. We're closing with a film, a narrative feature called Crescendo. It's a German film that's set in Israel that follows the story of a conductor that brings a Palestinian and Israeli youth orchestra together and the challenges that he faces in trying to kind of unify this audience. So that's a beautiful film. And we have a wonderful documentary that is called Mama Gloria that tells the story of a trans woman of color who started the first charm school on the south side of Chicago decades ago. And it's just an inspiring, unique, uplifting story that really gives people, I think, a unique slice of life into the world of Gloria Allen, who will be with us, by the way, on the talk back, along with the filmmaker Lucina Fisher. So we have so much great stuff in store. There's so many wonderful films. I would just urge everybody to go to our website, teaneckfilmfestival.org. The roster is on there. All of the trailers can be viewed along with the description, so people can pick out what they like. They can attend either individual films at $5 per film or a 2-week all-access pass. Sherry, guess how reasonable this pass is?
Tell me how reasonable the pass is, Jeremy.
This is the best bargain in town. $35 for 2 weeks of film viewing with live talkbacks. You can't beat it.
You
really
cannot beat it. It doesn't get any better than that.
So here's the plan, and you have to have a plan. And I want to tell people how to do a virtual film festival right. The films are all going to be screened in the evening. So you set your night, do your work, get dinner, get a good bottle of wine. If you like to drink, find your most comfortable seat in the house. You can either watch it on your laptop, on the couch, wherever that may be. You can stream to your smart TV or HDMI cord it to your TV and get a group together. Get everyone in the household. If you're home with the kids and husband and wife, gather around and make an event out of it. If you're, with your friends, have everybody in the same place and you can watch together and have the viewing experience together. So we want people to really kind of get excited about that and truly make an event, because this is the one time where it's like you can have food, you can have drink, there are no restrictions. So do it up.
Do it up, and you can be wearing anything you want.
Exactly.
You don't have to,
So if you feel samba inspired for opening night and you want to do, some kind of Brazilian look, you can do
want to do a little shimmy.
You know, we know our audiences like to dress up. They show up and they turn out. So I know
Yes,
our audience, they're gonna be dressed to the nines, even in their
yes.
living rooms.
We are in this pandemic. We are pivoting. We are shifting, and really just walking in gratitude and being grateful that we once again can see another day, and
Yeah,
we can enjoy some films and be
truly.
entertained and be inspired and also educated. So let's talk about that part of the festival, which it is a festival with a social conscience. The theme is always making change, right? Making a difference and activism. So
Correct.
talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Sherry, our mission is to make untouchable topics part of everyday conversation by addressing racism,
Mhm.
oppression, the environment, the LGBTQ community, women's concerns, immigration. Effectively, we are telling the stories of the little guy whose story is often not heard. So that is our mission. And our mission is to engage our audiences with this theme of activism, making change, in the hopes that people will feel compelled and inspired and have a call to action after participating in this festival to go out in their local communities and have an impact and
Yeah,
create change, whether small, large, but to be involved in the process, because that's what we need, right? We're in an election year, and
yeah,
I think we're starting to realize that, listen, you need to show up to the polls. That's the first part of it, by participating in your democracy. But the work certainly does not end there. And the hard work is going to start when we get these people that we want in office. And that's when we really have to roll up our sleeves and participate vocally in our communities,
yeah,
locally, statewide, and
yeah.
nationally, if we want to see the change that we're talking about.
Yeah, and continue. The only way we'll see the change is to what? Be the change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about how did the festival begin? It's in its 15th year. What a celebration.
Yeah, so I didn't start the film festival. I was brought in as executive director after the fourth year. The festival got started by two women, the former executive director, Ellen Rand, who has since retired, and Judy Disler, who co-founded it with Ellen Rand, who is still on our executive committee and plays a very, very active role in this festival. And it got started over at the Glen Point Spa here in Teaneck. And both ladies were on the treadmill talking to each other, and they said, Teaneck needs a film festival. We need to do something. So they went to the Puffin Foundation and sought out the seed money to start off the film festival, and that's how it all began. And from there, it's grown into what it's become 15 years later.
What would you say are some of the best memories since you've
Mm.
been at the festival? I mean, I
There
know
was,
there's probably so many.
oh my
15
God,
years,
there,
that's a
there
lot.
have been so many, so many. Just thinking recently, last year, to host Jodie Foster and to do this documentary on Alice Guy Blaché, who was
Mm,
one of the pioneers in film, in the silent era of film, and was
yeah.
essentially responsible for the creation of major motion picture studios in the United States that gave birth to motion picture production right here in our own backyard in Bergen County, New Jersey, that
Yeah.
ultimately led to Hollywood leaving Bergen County and going out west to where it is now. But it all began here, right in our backyard. And to be able to have her here, she executive produced that film with Robert Redford, she narrated it, and to have her along with the filmmaker Pamela Green to learn about our history and
Mhm.
to learn about a pioneer at the turn of the century, a woman creating her own film company and directing at a time when it was virtually unheard of for women to have roles like that. So
Yeah.
that was certainly a highlight. I mean, we've watched Jodie Foster grow up and seen her in so many Academy Award winning roles. To actually work with her and have her here in person was a dream come true, really.
want to say, add, it was a dream come true for me too, because, you know, we were able to cover it on Dreamers Unite. So like you said, that was an amazing experience.
Mm-hmm. We ended on such a high last year. It was just incredible. The program that we did at Teaneck High School last year, first day back, with the high school students on gun violence, that was unbelievable, because we had 1,200 high school students that saw the film in one day, and we had the entire team, from the filmmakers to the producers to the actors, all there, able to talk with the students. They had Cheryl Lee Ralph come out because she was executive producing that film. Etienne Maurice, who became an overnight sensation in this town, but really to see the kids' reaction and to see how this film and these topics were so important to them. And what was so special about it, you don't think about this when you're actually doing something, but for those students, especially those seniors that participated in that event, it was one of their memorable events for that year, because a few months later, their entire year got shut down. So we were looking back at footage when they did the Teaneck High School senior class video. Michael Strahan narrated it. And there was so much footage in there of the photos of the students at the film festival with Etienne and Cheryl Lee. And to see that meant so much. And who knew that this, you know, no prom, no graduation, none of that. And that this was really going to be one of the big moments of their senior year in person. So we're representing a new program to the students. It will be done virtually, but we have a youth activism short series presented by Brave New Films that we're really excited about. 3 different shorts that cover topics of youth in action. And it's also going to piggyback on the story of the BLM Teaneck movement, which was started by our high school students right here. So we're excited for that. But getting back to your question, last year, those were the 2 things that stand out. Over the years that I've been doing it, working with the Central Park 5, I always talk about that because that had such a significant impact on me. Reopening the theater that year was very, very special. Our musical galas that we did with Lilias White, having her come out year after year, when we did this Teaneck Hall of Fame red carpet, where we invited all these icons that had come through Teaneck, that lived here at various points in their life, and able to showcase them. That was special. So there've been so many special events. I mean, when we go back and kind of look through our books and reflect on the films, it's like, we did all that.
You did all that. Yeah. Yeah. It's an amazing journey. And in doing all that, hey, there's so many accolades and things that go right. But we all know when we have a dream, it is not easy to pick the dream up and allow it to be presented into the world, to manifest into the world. So what are some of the most challenging moments that you can remember, and how, again, this is a show for dreamers, and I believe that dreams are sacred. We all have a dream. So it starts with a vision, right? It starts with that moment you see something. And then, of course, like Judy and Elle, they saw something special, and they were able to put it into the world with a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So a lot of hard work. So what are some of the challenges, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, we've had a lot of challenges, and the majority of our challenges were Mother Nature. We've had no control over them. The toughest challenges that we have had to overcome have been Hurricane Sandy, because the timing of Hurricane Sandy, which hit really several weeks before our festival, but the impact from that was so profound in terms of venues being without power for weeks, people not certain whether they were going to be able to travel or where they were going to be able to stay, and people hearing things that were going on here and afraid to come. So that year was very, very challenging because up until a few days before the festival, we didn't even know if our hotel sponsor, the Crown Plaza, was going to have the power back on. They were accepting guests, but we had to tell guests, look, we have a place for you to stay, but there may not be power. So that's what we can tell
Well, they
you.
could have been better than their home, though.
Right,
Still.
right. So we've had people call us up and say, you know, are you going to shut down the festival? And we've always just found a way to persevere and to work together to ensure that we can create a festival and have it take place in a safe space. The year before Hurricane Sandy, we had this fluke nor'easter that hit on Halloween. You remember that one. We had this bizarre snowstorm on Halloween that brought all these trees down, and that was almost, it was like a mini Hurricane Sandy because it was the same thing. We were without power, and we didn't know if our venues were going to get power back. So those were big obstacles. When our movie theater shut down several years ago because the previous owner couldn't afford to convert the movie theater from 35 millimeter film to digital, which is what now all films are shown on a digital platform. And the cost was hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what happened was he shut down and the theater was dark. So there was one year we had no movie theater to show films, and we had to create some ad hoc venues in addition to the other venues that we used. And we also worked with that landlord to ensure that he was going to promise to keep that building a movie theater because it's really the foundation for our downtown. So fortunately, we were, after about a year and a half of being dark, able to reopen that. And that was the year that we presented the Central Park 5. We used the whole theater, every auditorium. It was a free screening. We had lines around the block to get into that theater. And there were so many obstacles because, to tell you the truth, the theater wasn't even officially open. So we had issues. The mayor was calling us up saying, well, we don't know if they're going to grant the CO from the building inspector. So what's your plan B? This is a day before the film festival. Like, plan B, send them to your house. Send everybody to your house when they can't get into the theater.
Yes.
But we did it. Miraculously, every year, things have come together and we've been able to pivot. This year, also, you know, it's been probably our biggest challenge, just living in this town, which was the epicenter for COVID for the state of New Jersey and one of the epicenters in the tri-state region. We lost 4 committee members that served on our board, including Perry Rosenstein, who founded the Puffin Foundation, which we are a project of. So, and all within a period of 2 weeks. So it was horrible. It was horrible. Every day it was something else or someone else. So that really halted our fundraising initiatives. We didn't feel that it was appropriate to reach out to sponsors and ask them to, you know, commit in the ways that they used to commit. And with the uncertainty back in the spring, we didn't know what was really going to take place, but we knew that we were going to put on a film festival. And that brought us to what we are doing now, which is a virtual festival. And the hope is that, of course, we want to go back to in person. Everybody wants to go back to that once it's safe and we know it's safe. But for the time being, we're gonna utilize this, and I think it's a great opportunity because this will probably be integrated into our festival even when we go back to our brick and mortar venues, because now people who can't come here will have the ability to still participate, and I think that's really exciting. So there's always, in my opinion, you're on a dreamer show, but there's always a silver lining, even in the negative. And I think to the dreamers out there, you always have to persist, and you always have to try to get up, lift yourself up, dust yourself off, as my grandmother said, and persevere and keep trying. You get knocked down in life, a lot of things you can't control, many things you can control, and hopefully the things that you can control, you learn your lessons. But it's about getting up and trying day after day to do the best that you can do. And that's it.
Well, you know, on this show, I catch as many nuggets as I can from my guests. And here's a moment to catch this nugget from you, that you have to be persistent dreamers. You can't give up. Pick yourself up, as Jeremy Lentz says, executive director of the Teaneck International Film Festival, who has been through some challenging times, but does not give up. And as his grandmother said, dust yourself off. Keep on going. Catching that nugget from Jeremy, and boom, dreamers,
Right.
catch that nugget, because that's huge. Never stop. Don't
Never
give.
stop. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be obstacles that get in your way. There's always going to be people who are going to say no, that turn you down. Your work's not good enough. You don't look the right way. You don't sound the right way. And if you internalize that and let other people define you by that, it's hard to get back up. But if you have that strength, and I always say you got to listen to that voice that's like deep down inside, and you just have to go with it. And you have to have faith. You have to have faith that
Yes.
if you really, really persevere, you're going to get there. Not always on the first try, but eventually you're going to get there.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to say a third thank you for that. Yes. Dreamers, golden nuggets. I hope you're catching them. Um, what is on the horizon for you and the festival?
Yeah, it's there's a lot. There's a lot coming up. We're the festival, after we close this year, we're going to be announcing, which I can announce it here to be the first to know about it.
Okay, wait a minute. First, something on Dreamers Unite, people. I want to give a little drum roll, please. Go for it.
So the film festival is going to be launching a winter and spring Wednesday night documentary series in partnership with Independent Lens and PBS. So for 5 months, from January through May, there'll be a selected Wednesday evening in each of those months where we're going to present a film in partnership with PBS and ITVS, Independent Lens, that will tell an amazing story. And the first one is a story about women. It's called 9 to 5, the story of a movement. So if you remember that iconic film, and I'm a huge Dolly fan, Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and how a small little film influenced an entire movement for women in this world. So it'll be a fun film, and there's going to be a lot of great films coming in.
And everyone can find out about that on the website.
It'll be posted on our website after the film festival. So teaneckfilmfestival.org. Just make sure you follow us, sign up for the newsletter as well, sign up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Teaneck Film Festival is our handle. So find us there and like us so you can stay engaged. So that's something that's really, really exciting for us. So in a way, there's going to be stuff all year from the festival in addition to our annual festival. So we're certainly expanding in different capacities, and we're grateful for the partnerships that we've been able to bring in. And personally, you know, we're living in times that are so up in the air. I mean, my hope is that we have some more stability in the next year. We'll continue to do what we're doing, but my hope is there's a lot of projects that I'm involved in outside of TIFF. I do a lot of stuff on Broadway in the theater world, and we have shows that are needing to get back to Broadway that will hopefully reopen. And when they do reopen, I think there's going to be a need for celebration and a need for people to congregate. I'm also involved in a new production that never got to open. So the hope is that these shows will be able to still come to Broadway and celebrate the reopening of Broadway. So there's a lot. There's a lot. Always got a project brewing.
That is exciting. And of course, Dreamers Unite will be there, Jeremy. We're in your corner. Yeah.
You guys are great.
So tell me, is this your dream? Are you living your dream right now? Was this your
Yeah.
dream when you were a little guy?
Yeah, I never knew exactly what it was that I wanted to do. Like some people grow up and they know they want to be a lawyer, they want to be a vet, they want to be a doctor, whatever the case may be. I never knew what I wanted to do, but I knew I loved the arts and I knew I loved culture. And I always wanted to give voice to others who didn't have a voice. So I was able to really pursue the things in my career that have meant a lot to me. And somehow things have a way of working out. And I don't know what brought me to Teaneck, but whatever it was, I got aligned with the Puffin Foundation and the film festival. And that I think really helped to define what I'm doing in my career and has given me greater purpose to
Mm,
really do work that is so fulfilling. It truly is a passion project, putting this festival on and being able to have an opportunity to showcase such a powerful medium and a powerful art that impacts people in a positive way. So as challenging as it is the most rewarding thing. And we love what we do. And we have this family of people
yeah,
that we have met along the way year after year. And it truly is a family.
it
We get
is.
together, we work together, we are all about promoting the same causes, and everybody is doing this really because they care. And
That's right.
that's what means so much. And you meet these filmmakers and you meet these people that spend their lives and their last dime putting their money into these films because they know they have a message and they know that they have a story. And to be able to
Mm,
meet all these people and participate in that kind of way is uplifting. These things aren't reported in the news. But I think that when you get the opportunity to really see all the good that's out there, and there's a lot of good out there, there really,
mhm,
really is a lot of good.
mhm.
That's the thing that allows us to persevere through this darkness and through this very, very dark time that we've been living through.
Well, I want to thank you, Jeremy, for not only the wonderful and the TIFF family, and I can attest to it because now I'm a part of that TIFF
Yes, you
family.
are.
Yeah, and really, we all do come together, and I believe like-minded people end up coming together energetically, right? And wanting to make our community a better place and ultimately making the world a better place. And as I said, be the change. Look at the I, start here first and say, how can I help? How can I be a part? And that's what happened really with the Teaneck International Film Festival. And now it is expanding. It's the ripple effect. And really, as you said, virtual is a blessing because it is the Teaneck International Film Festival after all. And now it can be seen anywhere.
That's what it's about, Sherry. And
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And we hope
Yeah,
that you all
let's
find
tell,
it.
I have one final question for you, but
Yeah.
before I do that, let's just tell people one more time when the festival is running, how can they buy their tickets, great prices. Let's just give them that one more time.
Teaneck International Film Festival.org to purchase your tickets. The festival is taking place November 12th through the 25th. Ticket prices are $5 for individual films, or you can buy a 2-week all access pass for $35. Just visit the website, teaneckfilmfestival.org. You will find the schedules, film descriptions, and links for the tickets and the passes all on the website. Check us out.
Yes, check Teaneck International Film Festival out. You do not want to miss it. So Jeremy, I have one more final question for you. Well, it's not really a question. I'm going to ask you to complete a sentence.
Okay.
Before I leave this planet, I would like to,
I would like to impact the world in a positive way to make the world a better place.
That is beautiful. And Jeremy, you are doing that just by being in it and just by being and all the great work, really and truly, that you do. It's
Oh.
been an honor and a pleasure. You're an amazing person. Just an
Feeling is mutual, Sherry. Feeling is mutual.
thank
Like you said,
you.
we're like-minded individuals and we're in this together. And
We're in this together. Well, dreamers, I am in it with you. And listen, I didn't even mention about my show, right? If you haven't subscribed yet, what do you
you
need to
need to do that. You
You
need to
need to go
subscribe
ahead and,
right now to
right,
Dreamers Unite. So
that's
make
right.
sure you show up, subscribe, like their YouTube, like their Facebook, and all of their other social media handles.
There you go. Dreamers Unite show on Instagram. Okay. We are expecting lots and lots of wonderful comments from this show for more uplifting, entertaining, and motivational content. I'll see you again next time, Dreamers, on Dreamers Unite.